Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year, not ration. Paint in abundance. Films like in Sundance. Tech like the pop art. Dr. Queen, you are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs they all vary and seldom do what they motivate. World full of hate, we serve the hope on a plate across different platforms. Let's hear a buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, now your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winning with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth. The power's in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic, our rituals, minds change to visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us, but it is what it is. We're left here to share our gift, and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly, we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevating through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Yeah. It's up to you.
It's up to you. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another riveting week of MediaScope. This is all things media, tech, and pop culture, a show that we do on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We actually do a pre-show over on IG Live at 5-ish, never at 5-ish, and then about 6 o'clock we're on over here, and we cover media, tech, and pop culture, as I said. Who am I? Tachi. Media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist, and I am your host on this journey we call MediaScope. You all are joining me. There's quite a few of you that I see, and hey, Nadine is here. What's up, Nadine? One of my favorite people. Thank you so much for being here. And Dr. Twana, who actually joined us on IG, is here as well. Welcome. And Jay, who joined us on IG, says hello. So, and that's the person that I have to introduce next. A one MC Curtis.
Hey, what's up? I hear some reluctancy.
I'm always reluctant. Because I never know what the day has in store for me.
I know, right?
I never know. It could be any type of rubbish, but
exactly.
Well, I'm glad you know. What happened?
I said your picture looks good.
Okay, so I have a story to tell. Fios is now in this area.
Oh, nice. So do you have Fios now?
I have Fios now. So instead of my upload speeds being 11, my upload speed is now 140 something.
Oh, good deal. Good deal.
So I said, let me see if that helps. And apparently it is helping. Is that true? Yeah,
picture looks really good.
Wonderful. Don't jinx us, MC, because you'll be just the one that jinx us.
Well, I actually just got AT&T. I actually just got AT&T, the fiber
Oh,
channel. So I'm where you're at now.
okay. So you've got five. Look at us, the fiber twins.
I
Fiber
know.
twin powers activate. Why can't that be a sound effect instead of your mouth? Because that would be too much like right. I answered my own question. Look who is here. Miss Brunson. Asia, how are you? She was one of my students a few years ago, and I'm so loving that you're here. It has been a while, but there is never too long with MediaScope. You can always come back home. Thank you for being here. Dr. Tarla Tuber says, good evening to everyone. Oh, and Jay says, good for me for the fiber. Yeah, it's so much better than the dial-up basically that I had before. You might as well have said it was. Go ahead.
I think all of your students like taking over the world. So was she kind of building a spaceship or something?
You probably are living on Mars right now, Asia, aren't you? Let me tell you, I have to say, my students are absolutely bomb. From every
Yeah,
institution I've taught at, I have had some like powerhouse students because they know that I'll talk about them if they don't do well.
I know, right?
So,
Yeah.
or I'll deny knowing them. One of two. One of two. He does have his own graphic. He's had his own graphic for a while, actually. He's had his own lower thirds. DS is here, one of my favorite people from YouTube. Hello, DS. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. We've got to greet everyone. Let's see. She said, Asia says, just being a regular old behavioral therapist now. Regular? Oh, look at what I produced. A behavioral therapist.
I know, right? Nothing
Look
regular.
at this. Nothing regular about this. And of course, there is some kind of flying something in here that wants to die.
Leave it alone. We don't want you knocking down the wall.
No, what I need to have is my spray thing so I could just spray it.
Okay.
In any
The whole
case.
production goes off air because Tachi's trying to swat a bug.
No, but I have this. So get too close and you see what will happen. No worries.
That's the church fan.
This is the church fan. Healed. That's exactly what I'm going to do. A good old televangelist healed, and it will be gone.
Yes, that bug will be out of here.
Out. Like a canceled show. Asia, there's nothing regular about being a behavioral therapist. I am so proud of you. That is awesome. Look at my students go. Yay. And look who's here, who also joined us over on the other side. David Benjamin Eccles, my favorite bison. Thank you so much. It is the church fan. This is the church fan. Speaking of church fan, let us greet our people joining us from near and far. If you're joining us on Facebook, we wish you well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Those of you joining on YouTube, we're still building and growing on YouTube. Thank you all for being here. If you are watching we're on LinkedIn today. If you're watching on LinkedIn, let us know because sometimes we can't tell who's watching us on LinkedIn, provided you got a notification. Who said that?
They actually are doing better with that.
They're doing better, but I'm like, this is 2022. I need us to stop with the baby steps. Can we stop with the baby steps of things? Can we just go full into it? Why are we still making improvements of that type in 2022? Huh?
Yeah, LinkedIn is afraid they're going to have those late night scopes with the taco meat hair.
Never that. Never that.
Sorry,
I had forgotten all about that, and now you brought it up again, and I'm just like, oh.
That visual, huh?
The visual is just awful, bloody awful. And for those of you that are our church fan brigade, listening to us on Gospel 107.1 FM in the Bahamas and the rest of the Caribbean, we wish you Blessings. Yes.
As you,
Yes.
just as you were saying that, I just started to get my little rock on. Just kind of, you know,
The church rock?
yes,
What, this one?
yeah, that one too. I just like,
Mm. You know, it's life is just interesting. The reason
isn't it?
you have like comedy and all these things are because of real life situations. And so
Yes,
we've all seen people imitate and mimic what happened. It's like, you know, people you'll see in the comments, it's like we all went to the same church, right? Or it's like we all had the
right.
same parents, or it's like because, you know, these things are just like, I think it's so interesting. Maybe nobody else does, but I do. But guess what? Guess who's here? Somebody who is integral to the MediaScope experience. Will you show? There we go. Oh, yes. The Queen of Food Truckery and Minister of Libation, Sarita Wills is. Mhm. That's it. I don't know why the honk came before she came in, but whatever. I'll take it today. My picture is clear. I will take it today. Whatever. And you know what? I think I would be uncomfortable if all the sound effects were right. I think I would be very uncomfortable if we had working right sound effects. It wouldn't be good.
Well,
It
she
would be
was. I
like
mean,
everybody else.
it could imply that she was down the road. She said, hey, everybody, I'm close by. I'm in the vicinity," and then she speech up.
Huh? As long as you convinced yourself, that's all that matters. Well, oh, guess what? Serena Wills is in New York with family, so she's dropping some food and drinks by. Go ahead, it's Taco Wednesday. We are never here on Tuesdays, but always here on Wednesdays, and we thank her for being so diligent, even when she's visiting family. But guess what? We also have the assistant queen of food truckery, Terry Johnson, is here. So make sure that you go ahead and get that. So sounds like blab streams. Oh, what sounds like blab streams? The fact that they work but don't work? Let us know. Blab. That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Those were the
I can
days.
really get used to your picture. Wow, it looks great.
Can you stop trying to jinx things, please?
Okay, let me hush.
Here. Serena has something for you in the chat, I think.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't see it yet. Oh, thank you.
Why is everything going on at the same time? Why is there a cacophony of ice and chips and everything?
That was just a feeling, just that exploding taste buds.
And Diaz says, "Hey, glory." Glory indeed. Glory indeed. We have another one of my favorite YouTubers, Ron TV Metro, who also joined. And guess what, guys? Ron lives in the Philippines. And you know how early it is in the Philippines now. So it's the next day for them. So the fact that anybody stays up to watch this debauchery, look, we have to. Do you have some hand clap for Ron?
I do. Let me
Let's have
back to that.
Let's have something. Thank you, Ron. At first, I thought he was going to put on the cheering Africans, but he went with this one. Because I was like, here come the Africans. So
Switched it up on you, huh?
you did. You surprised me. You surprised me. Jasmine Graham is also here of the Atlanta. Jasmine Graham's welcome. She says, hey to the MediaScope massive. And go ahead and get before Serena jumps, go ahead and get your thing. David Benjamin Eccles has already put in his order. He's got his usual. So make sure you do that. Oh boy, or the chicken dance. Yeah, no. No chicken dance.
You want the chicken dance? Here you go. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No chicken dance.
Speaking of dancing, how's that going?
Yeah, I'm on a hiatus right now.
You're on a hiatus.
Yeah, I'm on a
Okay.
hiatus. Mhm.
All right. Boots are in the shop again, huh?
I had to, you know, switch up some things. Some people, just looking for me, and
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And now here you are on national television. Great. Great. Nadine said, yeah, it would throw everything off. For stuff to be right, it would throw everything off. We need for a little bit of wrong here. It keeps us humble. If everything goes right, we won't know what to do with ourselves. Like having a picture that you can see through.
yeah.
Anyway. Oh, well, Nadine has visited 10 islands in the Philippines and she stayed 2 months. All right. Well, you
nice.
and Ron probably have something in common in that sense. That is awesome. Look at here's the YouTube brigade is coming in. Susan Angles is here. She says, hello, Tachi, and hello, friends. Hello, guys. This is the perfect time to give you a hug to let you know I so appreciate you being here. Like I said on IG, some of you are supposed to be working. Some of you should be sleeping. Some of you should be doing other things like feeding children, etc. But you're here with me, and I appreciate the insubordination. I really, really do. Thank you for being here. Insubordinates rock.
That's funny.
So before let's get started. We've played around enough. Could I have the intro to the media segment and then followed by photo one, please? So here we go. It played, right?
It did play.
Yeah, I just caught the tail end of it, but whatever, it happened. So I talked about this on IG. We're going to go through it here for those of you who did not hear. And we had a good conversation, MC, about are people ready to go back to the theaters? Have people been to the theaters since the pandemic? And an overwhelming majority had not. I don't want COVIDy and poxy seats. I'm not wanting to sit after people. And, somebody brought up a good point that these are teenagers cleaning up in there. Why are we
Right.
why are we expecting like they're cleaning the Four Seasons?
Well, they've been trained, though. The teenagers have been trained to clean properly.
And you believe this?
No, I'm just being facetious, actually.
I wanted to see how far your belief in this lie was going to go.
No, not at all.
Well, if they were trained, they need to get their money back, because even before the pandemic, there was still sticky stuff on the floor, not to talk of now.
That's gross.
They don't think so. Nobody is going behind them and checking. I should not see popcorn on the floor from 1982. Yet I do.
No, right? Right.
Yet I do. Anyway, so Jay says this. He went back to Regal Cinemas and it was clean. He had the whole theater to himself. Well, that's good. And they were probably able to clean it because not very many people are coming. And so they're able to, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but take their time and clean. So I'm glad it was clean for you. That's good. That's good.
Well, take your time and do it right.
Like the song says.
Yeah.
Take the time, do it right, right? So she knows how hers is cleaned. Not at all. Exactly. Let's talk a little bit about this. So the second largest chain in the world, theater chain in the world, is Regal, which is owned by Cineworld out of the UK, and they're not doing too well. Just today, the figures came in terms of their stock. It's dropped by over 50%.
Ooh.
That on top of the fact that they also have financial woe. They were all experiencing financial woe. So AMC is number one, followed by Regal Cinemas, which is owned by Cineworld, and then followed by Cinemark, which is number three. Those are the big three in terms of theater exhibition or movie exhibition. And it seems that they do not want to shift their business model from exhibition. Now, I'll say this. Ticket sales are not the biggest way that they make money. I've told you before. Do you remember, MC, how they make most of their money?
Concessions.
Yes, concessions. A lot of their money is made from concessions. That $75 box of M&Ms that's only half full,
Right.
that's it. The $100 box of popcorn with fake butter on top.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Well, I bring my own, and I know you do.
Best believe.
But there are some people that part of the experience of going to the movie theater is actually the snacks as well. So they wait till they get there. But, my thing is like, I'm either bringing snacks if I go, or we're going to eat afterwards. So there's no need for me to do it. In fact, let me tell you my favorite thing to do before the pandemic. There is a plaza near me where I live that has a lot of different shops. So there is the movie theater that I go to that actually has really good popcorn. I used to go there to get just popcorn. And they were like, "Oh, what movie would you like to see?" No, I just came for the popcorn. And they were looking at me like, whatever. And I will walk out eating it and say, later.
Right.
And they're like, this fool. So there's a movie theater there. There's also a reflexology massage place for feet. And there is a sushi place, a sushi Thai restaurant there. So what I would do is I would either get the massage first or do the movie first, and then after I would end off with sushi or some Thai food. That was my thing to do, like on Fridays, just me by myself. I didn't eat because people coming with me would have been too much waiting. I'm going by myself. So that was my thing to do.
Oh, but they'll be like, well, how about have the massage and the popcorn at the same time?
Okay, you're laughing, but remember, I think we talked about it, the fact that there were movie theaters trying to entice people back. And so they were doing things like offering them like facials and that type of thing. So
Wow.
it's not a joke, people. They're
Right,
trying
right.
everything to get people back, and rightfully so, because Regal Cinemas dropped 50%. So their stock price dropped this morning by more than half. They were trading at £9.50. Then at the they were trading at £9.50 this morning, down from £20.80 last week.
Ooh.
That's over half.
They have no faith in them, the investors.
No, they don't have faith in themselves. People who have faith in companies who have faith in themselves will switch what they're doing when they know that it's time. When it's time to change, it is time to change. In the words of the Brady Bunch and Peter Brady. Remember that song?
No.
Never mind. Those of you who used to watch the Brady Bunch, you'll know they had a family singing group called the Silver Platters. One of their songs, Peter Brady's voice was changing, and they used to have a song. He would sing, "Sha-na-na." I can't even sing it. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na-na. When it's time to change, you've got to rearrange who you are and what you're gonna be. I was like, wow. So, in the words of Peter Brady, it's time to change.
Song for Regal Cinemas, huh?
It's the perfect song for Regal Cinemas. In fact, Regal Cinemas, I'll point you to that episode and not just Regal, AMC and Cinemark too. When it's time to change, you've got to rearrange who you are and what you're going to be. Look at that. Look at that.
That reminds me of that individual who wears the
Which
costume
individual?
for the no, like that those serious fans who wear their costumes, the face painted for the football game,
Oh, for yeah, sports
and
matches.
then yeah, exactly. And then when their team loses, it's like, I mean, what do you do with the makeup after? You want to what go wash your face, or what do I do? How do I?
Okay, so I have to tell a story. I'm going to tell this really quick story as we're getting to it. By the way, After Dark with Johnny Ray is here. Welcome, Johnny Ray. And yeah, how about feeding me sushi while I'm getting my feet rubbed and watching a movie? That's the ultimate in relaxation. That's for rich folks. but it was
Right.
something I love to do on Fridays. And let's see. Right, Rich Quantify, my good friend from college, is here. He knows what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. And Jasmine said they had 2 years to make that change and they hadn't done anything. So I mean, you almost low key don't feel sorry for them, or not even low key don't. You just don't feel sorry for them because there was plenty of time to make that change. Shanice Green is here. Well, the swoop, there it is.
Yeah,
Thank you
look at
so
the
much for
fly
being
haired
here
you.
with the fly hair. That swoop, that swoop is just perfection. Oh, oh, Ron TV Metro. I'm not even going to put that up. Wow. Well, in case you want some popcorn, Jay has shared some with us. So go ahead on Taco Wednesday. You've got your tacos and such from the food truck, but Jay has also kindly shared some popcorn, which we will have. So I was going to tell you a story,
I was talking
and
about
I
the
don't even
super fan.
remember.
I was talking
Huh?
about the super fan. The
What
super
happened?
fan. I was talking about the super fan. What provoked your story? I think you were about to tell. I mentioned
Yeah.
about the
No.
super
What?
fan.
Who
Yeah.
was the super fan?
No. I was saying Regal Cinemas and the along with the other theater companies are like this the super fan with the costume. You know, at the beginning of the sports game, they've got this their face painted, and then
The
next thing
face
you know,
paint.
he loses.
That's
So
what it was. The super fan, right? And the
yeah,
face paint. Thank you for reminding me. So that's why it's like it's also cautionary, right? Where you're like putting your all into something and then it ends up, not that you shouldn't, not that it's not going to work out. You see this fly? I've got this. It tried to come over this way, went back where it was supposed to be. So
I'm already envisioning. But go ahead.
So, all right, it's a cautionary tale. So we're laughing, but it actually is cautionary of putting all your strategy in one thing, and then what happens when it does? Do you go wash it off? Do you wash off the face paint? So not to laugh, but I went to a step show. This was a few years ago. I was with my good friend, one of my sorority sisters, and we went to a step show. And see, you all know that I'm silly. So the smallest thing is going to like set me like, it didn't set anybody else off, but it set me off. And so I told her what we got in the car. So this particular team, for a step show, the organizations enter and they enter as teams, right? So you have your routine, and the thing is too, what adds to it is the costumes. So okay, let me control myself. This particular step team decided we want to look like like trophies, almost like the Oscars. So we are going to spray paint ourselves gold. So they had like gold, but they were entirely gold and they were acting like statues. Well, I'm sorry, it's not funny, but they didn't win. So they were gold and they had to leave the venue not having won. And they're gold. And so nobody else fight, but I got out, but we got out and I told my sorority sister, she had to pull over so we could laugh for the next 10 minutes.
That's
And we
funny.
were like imagining them in the shower trying to get rid of the gold thing. She said, that's a mad shower. So that's an
Uh,
example of this. You spray paint yourself gold and you have no other plan, right? You put your all
Right.
into making yourself look like this statue, and then you don't win. Now, I'm not saying they should have. I'm not saying that, but the thing is, they put everything in there. Oh yeah, we're gonna win, and you didn't. Oh
Right.
yeah, people are gonna keep coming and seeing movies, and they don't. So when you brought that up, it reminded me of that mad
Yeah.
shower that they had.
Or one part of your team stumbles on stage or something.
Well,
You
and
know.
that's okay. Stumbling happen. You try for that not to happen, but
Right. Right.
sometimes that can't be controlled. But you can control
Right.
whether or not you spray paint yourself gold. I'm just saying
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's controllable. That's controllable. So I don't mean to be mean, not at all. But it set me off because I'm like, so you did all that. And not
Yeah.
only, and they didn't win, but they stayed for the entire rest of the thing. So as everybody's filing out, they're all gold with with their costumes walking out
With their
because you
jacket
can't
over
watch it.
with their jacket over their shoulders.
Hair is
Like,
gold, face is gold, hands are gold.
like
Oh,
James
they look like
Brown
a
walking off the
a
stage.
whole team of Oscar
Yeah.
statues walking out. I held it until I got to the car and then I just busted out. But they did a great job. But the moral of the story: don't paint yourself gold. Exactly. I like gold. Gold member, if you remember from Austin Powers, right? I know that's terrible. I shouldn't be laughing, but that's what that reminded me of. All your strategy, so this is going to be our metaphor now. You painted yourself gold. Your strategy was in winning was just in that, and it doesn't work for you. So, see, you can always learn from somebody else's missteps.
Absolutely.
So that's what's happening there. They confirmed this in a letter to the shareholders this morning. I'm waiting to see what their
You can't get the paint off.
You can't
You can't get the gold paint off.
get the gold paint. Oh dear. Oh boy. Ooh. Oh dear. Okay, so that's what's happening with them. I'm waiting to see what their strategy is. I really do want them to. No, if you keep going, MC, I am going to keep going for the next 10 minutes because thinking back on it is just hilarious. So
You see
if
the
you
entire Regal board members in the shower.
they spray painted themselves gold. That is not the strategy to do. Again, don't spray paint yourself gold. And then the Wiz gold. It was the Wiz gold. I'm convinced it was that same goal from the Wiz. I'm telling you. We're gonna get off of it because I could laugh at this for the next 10 minutes, and you all be like, "Do we have any more stories?" Like usual. Anyway, so let's keep going with that. Could I have photo 2, please? All right. So in case you didn't know, you probably didn't know, this is probably going to be your first whatever with this. Nexstar has announced an agreement to acquire the CW. CW seems like the stepchild. I shouldn't say that. They seem like the forgotten child, right? Of the television world. Do you ever talk about the CW?
Not really, but were they the UPN before that?
What CW is? Yes, it is a merging of UPN and the WB. They became CW.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes. So that's what that happened. Remember, everybody used to watch. I remember when I was in college, like in the dorms, everybody was watching UPN,
Absolutely.
UPN, right? And then the W. They had some good shows, I have to say.
It did.
They did. So, sorry, I'm fatty because that laughing streak made me hot. So let me stop. That was all right. So they're crossing the finish line in this deal for the CW. And on Monday, Nexstar entered into an agreement to acquire the majority control of the CW, giving them 75% ownership interest in the broadcaster. So their broadcast partners currently are Paramount and Warner Brothers. The broadcast partners, Paramount and Warner Brothers, have the CW. And each take a 12.5% stake in the CW, and they'll continue to produce original scripted content for the network. I don't know what that means in terms of what we're going to get, but it will be interesting to watch. Now, if you know, those of you that watch the CW, you know they have a lot of DC properties, meaning what they had Arrow, you know they had a whole bunch of these superhero shows on there, right? They were all DC Comics, basically. So that, to be honest, it seems like that's all they had. Did they have any other shows?
Yeah, not that I remember.
Me, as one of my somebody I knew said, me neither not. So instead of saying neither do I, me neither not. Okay. So they say this: our acquisition of the CW is strategically and operationally compelling, as it will enable us to leverage our operational experience to improve the network's performance through our management of this powerful national platform. We plan to apply the same strict financial standards to operating the CW as we apply to our other businesses. Great. Now, again, that doesn't say exactly what will happen in terms of programming. So to your point of where they were, UPN, and it was UPN and the WB. 2006 is when that happened. I don't know if you remember, but it's been a while now. So they merged in 2006. I thought it was even before then, to be honest. Anyway, so that's what's happening on the television front. The CW is being acquired by Nexstar. Yay. They messed up with the CW, I have to say, because they had a whole bunch of great programming before, right? And then all of a sudden it became mediocre.
Right. Absolutely.
Anyway, let's keep going. Richard Quattavide says you'll find yourself on UPN. Exactly. They are the forgotten child, the CW. It is. I always forget about the CW. Oh, yeah, they exist still, right? Oh, yeah. All American is a really popular show on the CW, says Jasmine. Yeah, I don't watch All American. Do you? I already know your answer, MC, but you might surprise me. Do you watch All American?
No, never even heard of it.
With your All American self. Yeah, no. I've never watched it either. I don't think I've had, but it is really popular. There's just so much to watch. There's a lot of content. So I can't watch everything. Or can I? So can I have photo 3, please? Let's keep it going. Oh, boy. Amazon. This is the Ring. And I asked on IG, how many of us have the Ring doorbell? Do you have a Ring? Well, I know you live in an apartment, so you probably have a buzzer system. But are there people who have Ring doorbells? Let me know in the chat. So if you don't know, it's a doorbell system that allows you to see who's at the front door. There are cameras and all sorts of things. So Ring has caught some interesting footage in the past. Have you ever seen any of the stuff on social media that the doorbell has caught?
I have, absolutely.
And so have a lot of other people. In fact, so much so that Amazon is debuting a show based on the doorbell footage from Ring. It's going to be a candid camera style show. Yes. Smile, you're on Ring Nation. That's what it's going to be called. Ring Nation.
Ring Nation.
Yes. Ring Nation. So this is not the wackiest show, most wackadoo show I've heard of, but it could really be good. I don't know. So it is going to take surveillance footage from the Ring cameras and turn it into some kind of like America's Funniest Home Videos spin-off type thing.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's actually going to debut on September 26th on Amazon Prime Video if you have it, so you can watch that there. So this is what they say, the press release, and they had the nerve to have a press release for this. Ring Nation is a half-hour studio-based series that gives audiences a daily dose of life's unpredictable, heartwarming, and hilarious viral videos shared by people from their video doorbells, smart home cameras, and more. So it's not just Ring, but Ring is the popular brand, so that's probably why they called it Ring Nation. So from neighbors saving neighbors and marriage proposals to military reunions and silly animals, Ring Nation showcases the most buzzworthy clips from coast to coast. So let me know if you're here for this. MC, are you here for this?
Probably not, but it should be interesting though. I'm kind of curious if they're going to have something similar to the Bob Saget, like when he did America's Funniest Videos, where they have like awards or something like that.
Good
Or
question. I don't know if there is a prize for it. I don't know if it's a competition or if
right.
it's like okay, this is actually my sister likes this show. There's a show called Fail Army. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
So Fail Army is like with a whole bunch of shows with fails. So basically, think of America's Funniest Home Videos, but it's all people's like trying to land this flip and falling or something like that. So it's
Okay, okay,
called
yes.
Fail
Mhm.
Army.
Right.
I'm like, that's a terrible name. But I'm picturing it something like a Fail Army type thing
Mhm.
with different clips of these types of things
Right.
instead of in front of a studio audience like America's Funniest Home Videos is. But they're saying it's kind of going to be like a spinoff. I guess all we could do is wait till the 26th and see what it's supposed to be like.
Interesting. So
Wow.
no host or anything?
I don't know. They do. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. They did. Wanda Sykes is the host.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's going to be something because if they got Wanda Sykes to host, it's going to be something. Thank you for putting it out there. So Wanda Sykes is the host. So David Benjamin Echo says my coworker had one, but every time someone goes near it and it shares it at work and it's annoying. Yeah, no, that's the thing. You hear it every time a squirrel or something passes. Terry Johnson says nope, meaning maybe you're not here for it. You're not here for it. Oh well. So Rich says this could be funny or it could be like people of Walmart at your
Right. That's hilarious. Absolutely.
It could be. It could be funny or go horribly wrong. It it could be. It could be. So it could be interesting. So Jay thinks it could be interesting, and Susan Engel says it could be worth watching. So guess what? I'm going to watch it. It debuts again on the 24th of September. Let's take a look at it and then let me know what you think. If you have Amazon Prime Video, I'm going to take a look at it because that's one of the streamers I actually do have, and I'm going to take a look and let you know what I think. But you've got a tall order now, because some stuff they're going to have to pick the best of the best. But I said this also on IG that we could get into a situation where people are posing for the cameras, right? Where they're
Absolutely.
making up situations and it really didn't happen just to get on the show. If we want that, we could make a scripted show called Ring Nation. People who are submitting, we want real here. Listen to me, real. We want reality. So
Right.
all right, so let's see what happens with that. All right, well, let's keep going. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Media Tech and Pop Culture Party. This is MediaScope, all things media tech and pop culture. We are here every week at 6 p.m., just about every week at 6 p.m. on Facebook, on Instagram at 5 o'clock, on YouTube, on either LinkedIn or Twitter, and on Gospel 107.1 FM in the Caribbean. Yes. Gospel theme song. That happens on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you happen to be in the Caribbean and you'd like to listen, we'll be there then. Still blown that a gospel station wanted us, but we are happy for the blessing nonetheless. I have a question from DS, and he always has the most fascinating questions. He says, which part of the revolution of media has fascinated me the most? Oh my gosh. That's a great question, right?
Mhm.
DS just comes up with these great questions. You know what? To be honest, I think the evolution of live, the fact that you don't have to
Good
beg
answer.
NBC, ABC, CBS, any of the traditional linear industries to give you a platform to speak. That all you have to do is sit down, decide what type of show you're going to have, and voila, you can have a show. I just think it's fascinating. And the fact that you could do it from your phone, even that you don't even have to, we actually have a whole setup, right? Where we're doing it with computers and a program and stuff, but you can do it from your phone. To me, that is the most fascinating thing. And I love to see people taking advantage of it. So hopefully that answered your question. But what about you, MC? Yeah, it's a great question. What about you?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with what you said, everything you just said, because it's become so much more affordable. Whereas that, the equipment, the camera alone would be in the thousands, So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. DS, I know you meant evolution. No worries. Absolutely. And it's a revolution. It's both. And Rich
It is.
Quartermine is on his way out. We'll see you, my good friend. Thank you for being here. And DS says, well said. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going because we don't want to hold you for too much longer. We should be now on story. Is this 4 or
Yeah.
5?
4.
Let's have picture 4, please. Picture number 4. Well, if you are speaking of Walmart, right? If you are a Walmart Plus subscriber, you're about to get a lot of streaming content for free, folks. I didn't even know there was a Walmart Plus. Possibly because I don't really shop there, but okay. So Walmart basically has looked into the field of streaming services. They have settled on Paramount Plus as a partner to bundle into their subscription service. Who knew that they were? Now, I knew that they were looking at doing this, looking for a streaming partner. I didn't know there was a Walmart Plus. Interesting. So the company is hoping that this is going to help them compete with none other than Amazon, because Amazon already has their delivery service. They're the king of delivery right now, and they also have a streaming. They've got their content. Walmart wants in on that. Walmart wants to be Amazon.
Well, this is interesting in itself because there's been lots of stories in regards to how overworked the employees are with Prime who are working for Amazon. And though they're not necessarily working directly with Amazon, it's similar to the FedEx model, where there's some kind of subsidiary or affiliation with FedEx, but individual companies will purchase the trucks with FedEx names on it, and such as Prime does as well. But yeah, a lot of these guys have been overworked, and to the point where they've have difficulties finding even the restrooms, and so they got to take different measures to even use the restroom.
Right. Yeah, no, Prime. And see, this is the unfortunate thing, because whenever you have services, especially services that are going to be somewhat affordable, you run the risk, somewhat affordable, you run the risk of oppressing the people that are looking to provide that service. So let's think about this without really getting into it. We all, I love fashion and I love clothes. There's this whole movement towards not just sustainability, but responsibility in terms of fashion. Because think about this, that shirt that you buy for $15 at, your favorite fast fashion retailer, what do you think the people who made it are making? So you know, it's hard when you think about it that way, but you can look at Amazon in that same light.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well said. I
yeah.
haven't thought about it that way, but yeah, that's very interesting.
Well, think about it, because really, to be honest,
Yeah.
if it came to down to it, we would have to pay way more for us to actually be paying people adequately for everything that we have, right?
Right,
That
right.
that is, we really would have to. It's tough. That's a whole other conversation. But no, you're
Or
right.
maybe
You're right.
maybe they overstepped their bounds in regards to, just promising to deliver something on a such a l- you know short window, if you will.
Oh, but now they have to do it because that's what people
Yeah,
sign up for. Have
absolutely,
you ever, ordered something and you're like, but I have Prime. Why is it not here? They've
absolutely.
fostered the expectation that
Yes,
when you have Prime, it's supposed to be like one day at the most two, and it needs to be here. And if it's not there, where is it?
absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, you basically, can it be done? Yes. Can it be done without somebody else suffering? I don't know.
But it's a perfect opportunity for a Walmart or another company to come in and do something different. Make
You
those
think they're going
adjustments.
to do it differently?
I
Walmart.
mean, well, yeah. I mean, probably
Walmart.
not. Probably not.
Okay.
But I'm just
All right.
saying.
We'll end it there. They're not. I really doubt that they are going to
Right,
be
right.
somehow different. I doubt it,
Mhm.
with a capital D. All right. So Walmart will soon release Greeter Nation. What is Greeter Nation? Is this a made
Is that?
up thing? Wow. Do they greet? Do they even care that when you come into Walmart?
Hey,
They don't even say that, I'm sure.
no, they don't.
Let's see. I have this idea. Uh, One I will not execute. However, the idea of being able to go to able to digitally go to a live concert. You can't go, but you can order it and see it live. Any thoughts? Yeah, this is not necessarily different from what happens with like pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, it's simply the same thing.
So it's about the same. It is pay-per-view. So people have live events all the time. I think that you have to, okay, so I think you have to be very forward thinking with that. And I don't know that, for example, concert promoters and event promoters are there for it to
Right.
work. With sporting matches, they've done, okay, boxing has done pay-per-view forever. There have been all sorts of things, but they really have been the ones that have taken off with that. But you're right. If they wanted to increase revenue, anytime there's a concert, there should be the ability to also sell a digital ticket, because guess what? That is probably not going to take away from the people who would want to be there in person for the experience at
Absolutely.
all. If you
Absolutely.
had a digital ticket that was just slightly cheaper than that, people would still do it, and you would increase your revenue. Now, granted, there are rights, streaming rights, and all that type of thing, but work it out. You're making money. But people don't like to innovate. People don't like change. Everybody wants it to go back to the way it was pre-pandemic. It is not going to. I'm sorry.
Or you could have that person with their mobile phone go to the concert for you, you know, and stream the concert for you, and you can
The
pay
views
money.
expressed by a one MC Curtis are not necessarily the views of MediaScope or subsidiaries. We are not
As a service.
advocating that. Why not just take the old school videotape and then sell them on the street out of your trench coat or in the beauty salon or barber shop?
Well, I mean,
So Jasmine says that Amazon and Hulu have started to stream select concerts. Yeah, Hulu actually did. For those of you who know Essence Fest and went to Essence, Hulu was actually the streaming partner for Essence. And of course, I got a free trial so I could watch it. It was fantastic. They need to do more things like that. Essence was very forward thinking with that type of thing. I got to see the Janet Jackson. Everybody was talking about the Janet Jackson concert being there, but I got to see it because Hulu. So I think there's going to be more of that than not, I would say. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going because we're now at 7:04, and I don't want to keep us too much longer. I will say that, but I don't want to keep us too much longer. Let's go to photo 5, please. All right. For those of you who don't know who this is, allow me to introduce you to our good friend, Sidney Poitier. Well, Sidney Poitier is getting a documentary. There's a new trailer that you can check out on YouTube. Is there? It's called Sydney, and it's the official trailer. It's a new documentary about the Academy Award winning Sidney Poitier. It's going to debut September 23rd on Apple TV Plus. So if you have Apple TV Plus or could get a free trial, you may want to watch it then. So it's going to honor Sidney Poitier and his legacy as an iconic actor, filmmaker, and activist. And he was at the center of the Hollywood and the civil rights movement, according to Apple TV Plus. It is developed by Oprah, none other than Oprah Winfrey herself, and it's directed by Reginald Hudlin and produced by Derek Murray in close collaboration with celebrities, with the Poitier family. And they're going to have celebrity interviews with Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, Robert Redford, Lenny Kravitz, Barbara Streisand, and Spike Lee. So this is really great. I love Sidney Poitier. His life and work was such an inspiration. So I'm going to have to see if I could get a little trial so that I can watch this. So check that out, September
21st,
23rd on Apple TV Plus. Yes, it starts streaming the 23rd on Apple TV Plus, and I can't wait. I'm reserving my little free trial. Sign up right then so that I can, have my little week or whatever it is. I did have Apple TV Plus for a year because remember, last year I bought a new iPad, so I did have it. But ask me what I watched on there. Nothing. So now that my thing is over, now you want to give me stuff. Nadine says she would love to see it. Absolutely. Me too. Diaz says, cool. He was smooth. Oh, yeah. Beyond smooth. A real legend. And Nadine says that she hates to see how everything is spread out over these different platforms. See, we were all good. It was all down for the cause when it was just Netflix and one other streamer. Then everybody decided, oh, well, look at what Netflix is doing. We have to have it too. So everybody grabbed all their stuff back from Netflix. And now we have 7511. That's not a number, but I'm making it one. 7511 different streamers. 50 million different streamers. So that's why stuff is spread out all over the place. And I don't know that we're going to go back to that, but cable is patiently waiting for you to come back to them. But the thing is, cable is greedy. So they're not offering you stuff they're going to wrangle you in, and they're like, oh, for 3 months or whatever, and then it's going to go sky high. They haven't learned their lesson. They haven't learned anything. So I'm really not worried. When I look at it, beyond the surface, I'm not worried because cable doesn't know they can't handle the truth, as was said in that movie. Right. As Jack Nicholson said, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was Jack Nicholson. Anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. That's what I thought. All right, let's have photo. Where are we? 6?
We are in 5 now.
On 5. All right. So, this is 5 now?
That's correct.
So the next one will be 6.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to 7, please. Actually, yeah, let's go to photo 7, please. Bob Ross. Who doesn't love Bob Ross?
Absolutely.
He is my favorite. Look, there are a whole Bob Ross. For those of you that like Bob Ross, check out Pluto TV. Check out, if you have a Roku, the Roku channel. They've got whole channels of Bob Ross. And there are 31 seasons of Bob Ross.
Wow.
It is so relaxing to me. I will sit there. I'm like, oh, Friday night, time for Bob Ross.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is so relaxing. I love Bob. Now, do I ever paint along with him? No. I sit there and I watch. And please excuse the sun that is coming in because I forgot to close the blinds over. I'm like, so it's a little bright over there. Why? Because I forgot to close the blinds. So forgive the sun on my face. It'll go away eventually. So Cinedigm is putting all 31 seasons of The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, none other than on Snapchat. Yes, now you're going to be able to watch The Joy of Painting on Snapchat. Take that, TikTok. That's what they're trying to say, I guess. So they're actually trying to reach new audiences for advertisers with this one. They've launched this on Snapchat's Discovery platform. So it's going to let Snapchat's young viewers check out the artistic instructions and enabling Cinedigm and their advertisers to reach a new audience. This is brilliance personified. It is brilliant because the reason Bob Ross has a cult following now is not the people that used to watch him back in the day, but young people, right? That caught. Yeah, absolutely. This looks so weird. This sun on the side. I hate that I forgot to close that curtain. I hate that. Anyway, that's all right. Sunshine is great. So there are the Snapchat community has over 600 million monthly users. So this is a perfect avenue for them to do it. And this is what they say. Since the way the audiences view and engage with entertainment is constantly changing, so is Cinedigm's approach to the market. We carefully assess the landscape and cater to specific content for specific platforms. Daniel Schneider said this. He is the VP of Revenue at Cinedigm. The Joy of Painting from the Bob Ross channel was the perfect series to debut on Snapchat, and they're thrilled to give it to the Snapchat community. So I'm sure there is going to be more coming. Look at this. I'm sure there is going to be more coming. So much better. So much better. But now you have the church fan in the shot.
So I'm curious, does the Ross family do they own rights to his content, or is that?
This is interesting. I actually read a whole article where there was some struggle and strife over some original thing, some original content, but I don't know what the deal is with that now, whether that or not that has been settled out of court. But I do know that if you go to YouTube on the Bob Ross, there's a Bob Ross channel. There's a Bob Ross painting technique, and part of the hallmark of the painting technique is painting on wet. For those of you who know anything about painting, so they don't paint on a dry canvas. They paint on a wet canvas. And if you notice, you've ever watched Bob Ross, he would prepare it ahead of time with like some white paint or black if he was doing on black. Right. So he was wet on wet because it makes it easier to blend and such that way. And he did a lot of blending. Yeah. So there's a whole Bob Ross painting technique, and there's a channel on YouTube that you can watch that, has new people obviously doing it because Bob Ross passed away. What was it in the 90s he passed away? But I think so. But anyway, yeah, he had a lot of students. And he has a lot of fans. I'm a big fan. Yeah, he does. And DS says that he grew up with him. Look at this. No, I'm going to hold this here because it's crazy. he grew up with him, that he had a lot of fans. Yes, also Susan Engel says, my granddaughter and her friends love Bob and she's 19. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's young people that actually made him have a cult following. So I'm telling you, I love Bob Ross. He is. And Diaz said you could still learn from his students today. Absolutely. They are on YouTube doing all of that. Thank you, Cherry. He died in 1995. I knew it was the 90s. So thank you so much for that. Do they teach you what to do if your team loses? Not spray paint yourself gold. That's what they teach.
Now what do we do?
We're gold and we can't wash it off. Bob Ross would probably have been vehemently against spray painting yourself gold. Oh goodness, wow. So good for you, Snapchat. So if you're interested and not watching it on one of these other things, you can pick up your mobile device and watch all 31 seasons on Snapchat. Of course, I'm sure it's going to be interrupted with a lot of advertising, but it
Sure.
is what it is. But yeah, I like Bob Ross. In fact, I may watch some tonight. That's a good way. Like if you can't fall asleep, that's a good thing to watch too. Not that he's boring, but he's soothing. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. He's always going to be some happy little trees or mountains or rivers somewhere. So,
Right, right.
absolutely. Absolutely. Terry Johnson says the power of IP, intellectual property. Absolutely. All right. So, let's do this. Two more stories, and then I'm going to let you all go. Yay. Could I have, let's see. Let's have some interesting stories. I'm not sure what number this is, but the Chipotle cup, you have
Hmm.
that? What
I
number
do.
is that? Okay.
11.
All right, good. So this is number 11. Oh, and look, the sun is shifting. So I can put this down and sit forward. So could I have photo number 11?
Before that,
Huh? Before that, thank you. Now can I have photo number 11?
I'm trying to do things right here.
Oh, there's a first time for everything. So, MC Curtis, tell me this, and you all can tell me this. Are you one of those people that you go to a restaurant that has a soda fountain? It doesn't have to be fast food. Sometimes, yeah, or like casual dining, something like a Burger Fi or wherever. And you get a cup for water, and then you take your Happy Tail and fill it with like lemonade.
I did it when I
Mhm.
was younger, but I don't do that anymore because I
Younger,
think
like last year.
no,
I
it's
know.
been years since I've done that. Yeah, it's been
Okay,
years.
okay. Well, there's still a lot of people who do that, and Chipotle is here to let you know I see you. They know. So they made this is a lemonade water cup candle for people who sneak drinks. This is actually modeled after their water cup. So if you ask for a cup of water at Chipotle, this is the cup you get, not the regular one. But they know that you're doing this. This is why they did this. So you think that you're secretly trying to fool them? Well, the joke's on you. They have this light. They've participated in this lighthearted banter on Twitter with people before, and they're drawing inspiration from a post that was made back in 2019 in celebration of National Lemonade Day. They're now introducing a limited edition lemonade scented soy candle designed to look exactly like the water cup. For those of you who go to Chipotle, ask for a water cup, and then sneak lemonade in there. We know what you're doing. That's why if you see it's in water is in quotes on
Right.
the packaging. So this actually starting tomorrow, you can get an exclusive candle online at the company's official store. And while supplies last, you can snag a lemonade candle. So with every purchase of the candle, each customer is going to get a unique promotional code that you can trade in for a free lemonade at your nearest Chipotle outlet. And so you don't have to steal it this time.
Right, right.
So this is kind of like a gag gift.
Right, right.
So I'm trying to find out. What I don't know is how much this is going to cost. Let's see. Let's click on the link and see
It's
if
gonna
it'll tell us.
make up for the cost of all that free lemonade that we've been drinking.
No, exactly. That's why they're doing this. They're like, oh, now we've got to sell merch because you people are stealing drinks instead of just getting
Right.
water or a cup of ice like you asked for. That's why that cup is small, but people may get leverage out of the leverage. They go, shh, shh. That's
I
what
know,
they
right?
do. But look, if you go to Chipotle Goods, it's chipotlegoods.com. They have a whole line of merch. And it's actually kind of cute, to be honest. They've got jackets and tees, and they've got pool slides. They have an anorak. This anorak is $93. The pullover jacket.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
So I'm looking at their collection. I'm trying to look and see if they have the candle up. It said starting tomorrow, so maybe they haven't posted it yet, but they did not have their the price up. So I don't know how much it's going to be, folks. But yeah, their stuff is, you know what, you can afford for somebody to steal $1 worth of lemonade looking at your merch prices, Chipotle. Don't even try it. All right. Well, let's go to photo 12. This is our last story.
This is oh boy.
And I did this just for MC Curtis since he used to rock this hairstyle. Today on what the hell is this? Planters is actually giving sweet and spicy mullets so that fans can get out of their shells. Pun intended. So they have a brand or a line of nuts, called sweet and spicy dry roasted peanuts. Okay, so if you like the honey roasted, I guess this is dusted with chipotle or whatever. And they're offering fans a chance to get a hair makeover for what they call the boldest hairstyle out there, the mullet. So here's the thing. I should have put the other picture front facing so you could see how beautiful it is. So if you're game enough to commit to having a mullet hairstyle, this comes with a 16-ounce jar of Planter sweet and spicy peanuts from August 12th while supplies last. You're welcome to put your own spin on the dude. This is why you see him with these little horns there. So if you are bold enough, you could go ahead and get a mullet and you'll get a free jar of sweet and spicy peanuts.
Wow.
You're due for another haircut, aren't you, MC? I want to try those nuts.
Not ever again. After watching it, not ever again.
Can you imagine if you did it with the hair you had now? A lock mullet?
That's horrible. So
I don't know why anybody would do that, but
so this was meant to get people out of their shell, obviously. Pun intended.
this was meant to get people out of their shell. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and get a mullet and it will win you a free jar of sweet and spicy dry roasted peanuts from Planters. Yay. After Dark with Johnny Ray says he's going to wear his Velveeta fingernails to get the lemonade. Yeah, right?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Remember the Velveeta fingernail polish?
Yes,
and then you can drink the Veltini at the same time to wash down these nuts.
Eat your sweet and spicy peanuts with your mullet going on.
Ron TV Metro says that's perfect to set the mood on your date with the Veltini and orange cereal. Or maybe you could use the Veltini to pour on top of the orange cereal instead of orange juice.
That is hilarious.
Jasmine, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, not like a date night with that sweet and spicy
with a mullet. Well, at least it will take your mind off the taste of the Veltini. So, Jasmine Graham, this is a perfect question. Why are so many companies making novelty products now? Because they can and people will buy them. Here's the thing. These things don't ever just sit on the shelves. They sell out. All of these things always sell out. To which I'm sure there's somebody that has a shed full of novelty products. And maybe people are doing this because they think it's going to be worth money later. They're collecting now because they think it's going to be worth something later.
How about the photo I tagged you in not too long ago with the lady wearing the KFC jogging suit?
I did see that, and I can't unsee it. There's some things that I would like to unsee that I cannot.
Hey, Dr. Vibe.
Dr. Vibe is here. Greetings. How are you? Wow. Well, And see now the gold between the gold spray painted gold and that KFC suit, and that wasn't even the thing, ladies and gentlemen. In this picture, beyond the KFC sweatsuit she had on, she was barefoot in a KFC. That's where my problem was. I didn't even have a problem with her wearing the Colonel emblazoned across her back. Do you, boo boo? Why are you barefoot in a KFC?
Oh man. Too many questions, huh?
There are way too many questions. But these are great questions. My thing is thinking, I'm thinking they're thinking it will be worth money later by having something so unique and obscure that they'll be able to sell it on eBay. And of course, they're not going to take it out of the package. They're waiting, and then they'll sell it on eBay. Because remember, these are all limited edition things. I don't know why.
A slightly worn
A
KFC.
slightly worn pair of KFC Crocs. They smell like chicken.
The chicken smell has not worn off. Still,
No,
still
that's
valid.
why you keep it in a. So what you do, you have to keep it in a plastic bag. Remember back in the day, Swatch watches.
Yes.
So they used to have Swatch watches that were scented, like raspberry and strawberry. You know, all the like girls
Right.
in my school had them. And so my one of my friends is like, oh, I just got the Swatch watch, and at night I keep it inside the bag so it keeps the smell. You know, a week later it smelled like regular plastic,
That's hilarious.
just like strawberry shortcake. Her hair smelled like plastic within 1 week, and no longer strawberries. Anyway, the chemical scents created on the New Jersey Turnpike. Gotta love them. All right, with that, we're going to let you go. It is 7:26. Thank you for hanging in. We did start like 10 minutes late, so thank you for hanging in with us. This has been a blast as usual. You guys absolutely rock. Everybody who has been here on YouTube, on LinkedIn, that was earlier on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course, Gospel 107.1 FM in the Bahamas and the rest of the Caribbean. Thank you so much for being here. It's because of you that we do this. Final thoughts, MC?
No, great show. Great show.
Oh, man, great show for you too. And the sun has gone away, and so must we. Love you guys for watching. Bid you adieu. You all, myself, and the mullet. How about we all exit stage left? Until next week, cheers.
Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same.